At the start of any new semester, students everywhere can be found scrambling for the best bargains on course materials. Since a brand new textbook can cost up to a staggering $250, students say that the hunt for a deal can pay off. NYU junior Johanna Ramos, a nursing student who frequently needs to buy expensive science textbooks, has found ways to lighten the financial burden.
The total cost of my books was a little over $1,200, so I bought the books that were most important. And then fortunately I have a friend who just graduated from NYU nursing and he lent me some of his books.
To cut costs further, Ramos also takes advantage of the Bob's Library Course Reserve section, where professors store a few copies of required texts that can be used within the library for up to 2 hours at a time.
But I don't think a lot of people know about the reserve system here, to be honest. So I guess some people do buy the books as they're supposed to. So yeah, but I don't have that many, so I have to do reserve.
But for those who do not want to deal with the strict time restrictions of the reserve section, or are worried that they won't get their hands on the textbooks during hectic exam periods, then the NYU Bookstore offers cost-cutting alternatives for the consumer-savvy student. There are used books, and even e-books that on average are significantly cheaper than paper ones. Bookstore manager Nancy Matthews says for the last 3 semesters, they have even started renting textbooks for up to a 75% discounted price of the original cost of a new book. Although the books need to be returned, students are allowed to highlight and write light notes in their copies.
It's a model that works very well for textbooks because you only need it for a set amount of time. So if you can just give it back at the end and know that you've only paid a certain amount, it works for a lot of people.
And it's not just the NYU Bookstore that has this option. NYU junior Ryan Band started renting his textbooks from websites such as bookrenter.com last year.
I know there's multiple websites that you can use. Book Renter is not the only one. I've also heard, I think Barnes & Noble does books as well that you can rent.
Students who have already purchased their books for the semester still have the option of selling them back to the bookstore at the end of the term, but they often don't get back more than 50% of what they originally paid, or for outdated editions, nothing at all. So to prevent damage to their wallets, students may consider rentals to be the most economical way of obtaining books. For NYU Tonight, I am Maniza Iqbal.